Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee and Chat with Hallee Bridgeman. I'm so happy you could join me. I have my cup of coffee, so I hope you have a cup of coffee or tea and you have a few minutes while we chat. So happy first morning of Hanukkah. Last night was night one. Our boys had a blast. They both liked their presents that we got them, so that's very cool. Good morning, Erica. It's been so long since we've been on together. My comments were messed up for a while for you. So I'm glad that I hit snack time just right. I'm right where the sun is going to like blind me if I move my head wrong. So if you find me moving weird, it's because I'm trying not to hit the sun. So happy Monday. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I had a good Thanksgiving. It was just Greg and the boys and I. Kaylee had been with us at Las Vegas the week before, so we told her, don't stress about coming for Thanksgiving. Just enjoy, being with your fiance's family, and we'll see you she's coming this week for Hanukkah. So because this year it was early, like Sunday the 28th was the first night. So it's really kind of cool. I like this so much better because we're not juggling Christmas and Hanukkah at the same time, because as Messianic Jews, we tend to do a little bit of Christmas on top of doing Hanukkah. And so this is nice because they're like completely separated. But it did kind of like overlap with Thanksgiving weekend, which is interesting. So Sherry Williams, I miss you so much. I was thinking about you this morning. Good morning. Thank you. So I wanted to tell you, I should have had a link for this ready to go up and I didn't. And that annoys me because I have a big bundle sale going on my website right now. And so it ends today. But if you buy like a full set of one of my series, you almost get a free book. So hopefully this link will go to all the places. And I will put it everywhere it didn't go properly. So if you want to get one of my series, it's a great gift for someone. I sold this week at the Fort Knox Exchange. I was there from Friday to yesterday. And I sold so many bundles of books for people who were buying for readers in their family. So that was really cool. And like I was telling the people there, books are really easy to wrap. So anyway. Okay, today's question is, what's the hardest part about writing male characters? So the hardest part about writing male characters is I'm not a man. And so my understanding, like Greg and I have spent years studying the relationships between men and women and the things about relationships between men and women that make them different, that make it hard because men and women think so differently. Like we have like completely different, the way we process information and the way that we analyze information that comes in and the way that we exhale information is all different. It's just because our brains are not the same. And as much as there's this worldview that we are the same, that if you strip us away of exterior, we can be the same. The fact is our brains are different and we are not the same. God designed us intentionally to be different. And so because I'm not a man, I'm not able to process information the same way a man would. I also wouldn't speak the same way a man would. And so when dialogue sounds right to me, it might not resonate to a man as that's how a man would think or that's how a man would feel. And so often what I will do is write a scene, especially if it's two men having a conversation together, and then hand it over to Greg and ask him to fix the male dialogue for me to make sure that I don't use too many words. Or, one of the things about women, if a woman is speaking to another woman, she's typically going to use passive verbs a lot. I was doing, I was going, I was speaking. And then a man is going to be very active. I spoke, I saw, I did. And men typically speak in the order of what is important versus where a woman would speak the order in which things happened. And so one of the examples Greg uses when he teaches the class, he said, she said, is if you hit a nail driving and your car tire went flat, a woman might say, I was driving down the road and a nail got in the tire and I had to stop and fix it. Where a man would say, the tire was flat. That's the end of the conversation. Or I hit a nail and the tire was flat. So it just is that, women speak in a different order. Women speak in a different tone and verbiage, and women speak in a different ownership. So it happened to me versus a man, I did this kind of thing. And so that's just the way that they are. And so the hardest thing for me is determining how a man thinks and how he's going to speak what he's thinking. And the easiest thing for me to do to make sure that I do it right is to have a man back me up in the way that I in my scenes that are heavily influenced by men. I also read a lot of first person male author, male character books, because what that gives me is a really deep insight into the way a man thinks, because a man is writing a man thinking. So Sherry says, Mark is often clear of what I'm saying before I finish using words. That's because he's already analyzed it. And so there's like a huge percentage more words than women say than men. Like it's an extreme. Like these are not the real numbers because I didn't look them up, but let's say a man uses 1,000 words a day, a woman uses like 20,000 words a day. And I know it's not, those might not be the right numbers, but that's how extreme the difference is between the two of them. So that's it. It's not easy to write the opposite sex for anybody. If you're a man writing a woman, I would recommend having a woman read that scene to make sure that you nailed how a woman thinks, how a woman reacts, and how a woman speaks, because it's not the same. So that was a great question. Thank you for asking me that question. You guys have a fantastic week. I have a busy week. We have lots of holiday things going on this week. And then all of our kids and Kaylee's fiance will be with us Friday for like our big Hanukkah togetherness thing. And they'll have all of their presents to open, which is crazy because there's 8. And the boys will have, worked up to that point. So, but in the meantime, I have my last book that I have to finish editing that's due to Revel on Sunday. So with all of the holiday things going on in our household this week, I have some writing I need to do. So you guys have a great week. Enjoy the first day of December this week coming up. Catch that bundle sale. And hold on. I have something from Erica. Like when Matt says, didn't you just say this? Are you telling or trying to convince me? I do that too. I will like say what I'm going to say and then explain what I'm going to say and then say what I'm going to say. And I tend to write that way too. Like in my first draft, it'll almost be like, here's what's going to happen in this scene. Oh, and here's the buildup to the scene. And then this is what happened in the scene. And it's almost like a thesis. Like, what is it when you're writing a school paper, you do the original, here's what I'm going to say to you today. And then each paragraph hits those points and the conclusion is, here's what I said to you. That's kind of like how I do everything. Conversations, fiction, it doesn't seem to matter. So anyway, you guys have a great week and I will see you next Monday, the first Monday of December. God bless you.